Shortly before 1:40 a.m. today, we received reports that a number of people had been found inside a lorry's container at the Waterglade Industrial Park on Eastern Avenue in Grays. Emergency services attended, but sadly all 39 people inside the container had died.
This is an unimaginable tragedy and truly heartbreaking. I know that the thoughts and prayers of all members are with those who lost their lives and their loved ones.
This is an unbelievable human tragedy that happened in our country at this time.
Today it emerged that everyone inside this trailer was a Chinese national, and the scene inside has been carefully preserved until the truck was driven into a hangar at nearby Tilbury Docks. Once out of sight, forensic analysis has taken over. All 39 people were in the trailer when it was driven onto the ferry at Zeebrugge on Tuesday, and then collected by another cab and taken to the Purfleet Industrial Estate early yesterday morning, when the bodies were discovered. This is where the difficult task has begun of identifying the 39 adults. Police now say 8 of them are women and 31 are men. It's very likely to be a lengthy process, especially if, as is common in many of these people smuggling operations, none were carrying identification papers. Then comes the equally difficult challenge of tracing their families. It took many months to identify the 58 people who died in similar circumstances at Dover 19 years ago. Then, Bobby Chan, an immigration advisor in London, liaised between the Chinese communities and the authorities. Today he finds himself reaching out yet again to those communities to spread the message.
I'm saddened that, they have done the same thing again. They should have known that, never go into a lorry, refrigerated lorry like this one and, die a horrible death.
But this is another generation now, isn't it?
It will be another generation. You'll be talking about normally probably in their 30s and 40s, if not younger. There are a lot of villagers who are still being encouraged to come. The snakehead will paint a very lovely place in this country with good wages and all sorts of things.
The snakehead Mr. Chan refers to is a Chinese term for a gang which specialises in human smuggling. Back in 2000, a mysterious woman known as Sister Ping was found to be the mastermind behind the operation which led to the deaths of the Dover 58. Today, there will be a different snakehead behind the Essex tragedy.
The snakehead will be the local people in China to encourage people to go. Currently, every few years you hear rumors that there will be an amnesty in this country. They urge people to come to get yourself within the amnesty, and it happened every few years. In the past was child.
Whether that's true or not,
it's definitely not true. Britain never have an amnesty. There have been rumors that when William get married, you have an amnesty. When a new government come into being, there's an amnesty. When Harry get married, there is an amnesty. That's happened in the past.
And people in China believe that?
Well, how do you say it? There's no reason for them not to believe it.
This may well be history repeating itself. In the case of the Dover 58, the mobile phone number of the contact they were supposed to meet was found on 27 of the bodies, written on scraps of paper or pieces of clothing. Who may have been destined to meet and greet the victims of this week's catastrophe will be one more line of inquiry in this murder investigation.